It's Wednesday the 15th of May. I'm Nicola O'Tay. Almost 1 in 3 first-year university students say their courses are not good value for money. According to a national survey, discontent grew after tuition fees tripled at the beginning of the 2012-2013 academic year. But figures from the University of Huddersfield suggest that on Queensgate things are different, as Pro-Vice-Chancellor Tim Thornton explains.
As you know, we thought very hard about the way that we set our fee. We consulted with the students, in particular with the student union, and when we set our fee at £7,950, we did so on the basis that it was value for money, that it was a fair fee for a good education. Everything that we have heard in the subsequent period suggests that students do find what we offer here at the university to be good value. We know that most of the people who come to Huddersfield are very concerned about career prospects. They come to university and they invest time and of course now a lot of money in an education which should give them a positive career. And again, they should look at the published evidence, the evidence that the government collects. Repeatedly now we've been in the top 10 in England for the outcomes that our students achieve. You know, over 94% of our students in jobs or further study 6 months after graduation. All of that kind of thing I think demonstrates that it's good value if you come to the University of Huddersfield.
There are just 2 days left for the public to vote on whether or not the 5 West Yorkshire councils and Metro should combine. Under the proposals, an official body would take on the role of local transport authority and economic prosperity board. Councillors will use the public consultation to inform their decision, but the government will have the final say. If approved, the new body could be in use as early as April 2014. Kirklees Council has apologised after used syringes and needles were left outside a Lockwood shop. The council failed to remove the sharps quickly from a bin in front of Serendipity Antiques. Simon Franco, who owns the business, spoke to Group A News.
I said, look, the bins outside are nothing to do with me. They're household waste from the flat. And I just told him what I suggested he did, that he just took the needle and went to hospital and get it checked out. As soon as that happened, I rang Kirklees Council and they said they would treat it as a matter of extreme urgency, but they didn't empty the bins, I might say. They just took the needles out. It's quite serious when you think about it, isn't it?
A West Yorkshire teenager has been rewarded for building his own DNA testing machine. Group A News reporter Tony Martin has more.
Teenager Fred Turner could be described as an engineering genius. The Brighouse resident has been constructing his own polymerase chain reaction machine, costing just over £250, whereas many pharmaceutical companies pay thousands of pounds for the same equipment. The talented youngster talks of his award-winning machine and how it has helped him to understand the working of the human DNA much more.
This is what actually won me UK Young Engineer of the Year at the National Science and Engineering competition. This machine is essential for any kind of DNA work. If you want to do genetic tests or you want to do it, basically anything with DNA, you need one of these machines. But obviously it was way above my budget to buy one, so I decided, well, maybe I could actually build one of these. In simple terms, the best way to describe it is it's a DNA photocopier. So it takes one piece of DNA and it makes 1 billion copies of it in just a few hours. A single piece of DNA by itself is not very useful. It's too small to detect, you can't do anything with it. Once you put it in this machine, you can copy it 1 billion times, and then you've got 1 billion pieces of DNA which you can detect and you can do your tests on, but it also targets just a specific region of interest. So it'll target just the gene you're interested in. I want to actually use it to do some experiments, so there's various genes I'm looking at. The ginger gene is one of them. I'm also looking at mitochondrial DNA, which is linked to aging. I've taken a DNA sample from a woman I know who's 100 years old, and then in October I'm actually off to university to study biochemistry at Oxford.
Tony Martin reporting there. May is Action on Stroke Month. The initiative, launched by the Stroke Association, aims to help raise awareness of the condition and reach out to survivors. With more on the story, here's Group A News reporter Katie Hall.
150,000 people in the UK every year suffer a stroke, and the condition is the single biggest cause of disability in Britain. The effects of a stroke can be minimised if you act fast. I went to talk to Julia MacLeod about the causes and symptoms.
A stroke happens when the blood supply to the brain is cut off. FAST is the acronym. We say act fast when a stroke happens or when you suspect a stroke. F for face, someone's face may drop to one side. Arm, what we say is lift people's arms up, and if one drops, that's a suggestion that they could be having or have had a stroke. speech, if someone's speech is confused, if they appear disorientated, if they're not able to answer questions or understand or seem to understand what you're saying, it's time to call 3-9s. So don't mess about. A lot of people would be eligible for thrombolysing medication to help reduce the effects of the stroke if they've had a stroke caused by a clot. And in that case, the quicker they get to medical help, the better.
For Action on Stroke Month, the Stroke Association are working hard to ensure that the public know how to detect the signs of a stroke and what actions to take. I spoke to the local residents in Huddersfield Town Centre to see whether they could identify the signs and what to do.
So if I saw any of those signs, obviously I'd phone the ambulance and stuff and stay with the patient until the ambulance came.
Face goes, I think that's about all I know really, the face going at the side and the mouth, and I think down your arm, I'm not sure.
Pain in the head, drooping of the mouth, your arms, and then you're supposed to ring 999.
I think I would be able to recognise them. It's losing or feeling peculiar symptoms down one side of your face, arm, into your legs, and I think then the nearest thing is to get on the telephone and ring for an ambulance.
People I have spoken to in Huddersfield have known some of the symptoms that could signify a stroke, but more can always be done to further prevent the causes and decrease medical response times. The Stroke Association are doing a variety of fundraising events all May to help further support for sufferers and carers. To get involved, go to stroke.org.uk. Katie Hall for Group A News in Huddersfield.
The Huddersfield Giants are lending their support to mental and physical well-being across Kirklees. Local people are invited to play a game of touch rugby with the side next Thursday. It comes after the club joined forces with the local NHS Trust. The Giants rugby development manager, Glenn Holsworth, told Group A News what the game entails.
Touch rugby is basically a non-contact version of the 13-a-side game. It takes some of the rules but simplifies a lot of them, so anyone can get involved. Instead of getting tackled, just any contact on any part of the body, they do say shoulder, but any part of the body will count as a tackle. You don't play the ball as you would in rugby, it's just simply a roll through the legs and then the game just resumes as normal. It's 6 tackles, no kicking. Just a basically simplified non-contact version of the 13-a-side game.
Good stuff, make sure you get involved. And that's all for today. For more news, visit our website at mhm.hud.ac.uk/broadcast/Group A. Goodbye.